Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Comfort Zone.
Hi, everyone. We're really happy you're here with us today.
If you're new here, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us share more English conversations with you.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo.
So, Leo, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to talk about something that makes a lot of people nervous. We're talking about how to ask for time off at work.
Oh, that is a big one. I mean, everyone needs a break sometimes, but asking the boss, that can feel, well, scary. A bit stressful.
Exactly. You worry, right? You think, what if they say no? Or maybe, will I look lazy?
Yeah.
But taking a break it's just normal. So we're going to make it simple today. We'll talk about when to ask, how to ask, and, the exact words to use.
It really is one of those things that shouldn't be so intimidating, but for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. That feeling in your stomach. We went through a bunch of articles for this deep dive from places like BetterUp and Healthline. And
Yeah.
one of the first things I noticed was just how much they talk about the psychology of it. Why do we feel like we're doing something wrong just by asking for a holiday?
That's a great question. I think a lot of it is this feeling of productivity guilt. You feel like if you're not at your desk, you're not valuable. But the sources we looked at, they tell a very different story. They talk a lot about burnout. And burnout isn't just, being tired, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's much more serious than just needing a nap. The research from Healthline describes it as a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. It's that feeling of being overwhelmed, drained, and just unable to keep up.
And there are specific signs to look for, right? It's not just yawning in the afternoon.
Exactly. It's things like feeling really cynical or critical at work, or, struggling to even get started in the morning, maybe being irritable with your coworkers.
That's such an important distinction. If you find yourself snapping at people or just staring at your screen, that's your body saying, hey, time to stop.
And what I found really interesting in one of the articles is that taking time off is actually good for the company.
Right?
It's not just for you.
Because if you're burnt out, you're making mistakes. You're slower. You're not creative. The research shows that after a break, people come back more productive. So when you ask for time off, you're not being lazy at all. You're basically doing maintenance on yourself so you can be a better worker.
It's like changing the oil in a car. I love that comparison. You have to stop the car to fix it so it can run better later.
Exactly.
But, okay, even if we know it's good for us, we still have to, follow the rules. And this is where it can get confusing. The rules just aren't the same everywhere.
They really aren't. And the first step, before you even think about talking to your manager, do your homework.
Right.
You need to check the employee handbook. Most companies have one. It's this document that explains all the policies. And you're looking for a section called, what, benefits or leave or something like PTO.
PTO, paid time off.
Yeah.
That's the magic phrase. It means you're on vacation, but you're still getting paid.
But not all time off is paid, right? And it's not all for the same reason.
No. The sources break it down really well. You have vacation, which is for fun and rest. Then you have sick leave for when you're ill.
And we'll get back to what sick can mean.
Yes. Then there's bereavement, which is for the sad times when a loved one passes away. And then a lot of companies have personal days. These are kind of flexible for moving, family events, that sort of thing.
One thing that really stood out to me was the difference between, say, the United States and a lot of other countries. If you're listening from Europe, you might be used to the government saying you get, 4 weeks of paid holiday.
Yes, that's a huge cultural shock for a lot of people. In the U.S., there's no federal law that says companies have to give you paid vacation. It's completely up to the company. Some might give you unlimited time off. Others might give you none at all.
Which is why checking that handbook is step one. You have to know what you have in your bank, so to speak.
Knowing your status gives you confidence. You're not asking for a favor. You're using a benefit that's part of your contract.
Okay, so let's say we've done that. We know we have the days. The next big hurdle is timing. When do you actually ask?
Timing is absolutely critical. A lot of the experts say the same thing. Ask as early as possible. There's really no penalty for asking too early, but there is for asking too late.
I've heard of the 2-week rule. Is that still a thing?
For short trips, yes. If you want to take a Friday off, or maybe 2 days, 2 weeks' notice is standard. It's polite. It gives your boss time to plan. If you ask on Thursday for Friday off, you're just creating a problem.
But what about a longer trip? Someone wants to fly home to visit family for a few days.
Definitely not. For anything over a week, you should be looking at 1 month's notice. Maybe even more. The longer you'll be away, the earlier you should ask. It changes the conversation.
How?
It goes from, can I please go, to how can we prepare for me to be gone? You're a team.
That's a great way to put it. You're solving the problem with them. There's another piece to timing, too, which is reading the room.
Oh, this is huge. Reading the room means understanding what's happening at your office right now. If you're an accountant, you probably shouldn't ask for 2 weeks off in April,
Yeah.
right before tax day.
Right, or if you work in a store, December is probably not going to happen. If the office is on fire, metaphorically, and everyone is stressed, that's not the moment.
No. You want to ask when things are calm. It shows you care about the team, not just your vacation.
But we have to talk about emergencies. Sometimes you can't plan, you get sick, or something happens.
Of course. And in those cases, the ask early rule, it goes out the window.
And I think that's when people feel the most guilty, like they're letting everyone down.
They do, but they shouldn't. Life happens. The key in an emergency is communication speed. Don't wait. Tell them as soon as you know. Even if it's last minute, telling them quickly is what matters.
So speed is polite. Got it. Okay, let's get into the how. How do we actually ask? Do we send an email? Talk in person?
The consensus from all the career sites is pretty clear on this. Put it in writing.
An email.
Yes. Even if you have a great relationship with your boss, send an email. It creates a paper trail.
A digital record, so nobody can forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The boss might say, sure, in the hallway, and then totally forget. An email prevents confusion.
Okay, so let's build this email. We want to keep it simple, right? No big paragraphs.
Short and sweet is always best. You start with the subject line, make it clear and honestly a little boring. Something like, time off, request your name.
Easy to find later. Okay, and inside the email.
The dates. Be super specific. Don't say a few days in June. Say, I would like to request time off from Monday, June 1st to Wednesday, June 3rd.
No room for misunderstanding there. Now, the tricky part for a lot of people, the reason. How much do we need to share?
You really don't need to share much at all. In fact, oversharing can sound unprofessional. You don't need to prove you deserve the time off. For a vacation, you can just say, I am taking a vacation. That's it.
Or, I have a personal matter to attend to.
Perfect. Personal matter is a great phrase. It covers everything, and it protects your privacy.
But there is one thing you should add to the email, right? Something that actually makes it more likely you'll get a yes.
Yes. The secret weapon. It's called the coverage plan.
The coverage plan.
Yeah.
Sounds official.
It is, but it's simple. Most bosses say no because they're worried about the work. Who's going to do it? If you answer that question for them in your email, you remove all their stress.
So you're not just giving them a problem, you're giving them a solution.
Exactly. After you put the dates, you add a sentence like, I will finish the monthly report before I leave. Or, I have asked Sam to handle any urgent calls while I'm away.
Wow. That's so powerful. It shows you're a responsible professional. It's very hard for a manager to say no to that.
It really is.
Okay, let's do some specific examples. Let's start with the easy one, the planned vacation.
Okay. You're asking for a week off in the summer. The email could sound like this. Hi, manager's name. I would like to request vacation time from August 10th to August 14th. I've checked the team schedule, and it looks like a good time. I'll make sure all my projects are up to date before I go.
That's perfect. Polite, professional, and you show you did your homework. Now for a trickier one, the mental health day.
Right. This is becoming much more common, which is great. We talked about burnout. Sometimes you wake up and you're not physically sick, but mentally you can't.
So you don't need to email your boss and say, I'm feeling very anxious today.
You don't have to, no. The best advice is to treat it exactly like a sick day. You can simply say, I am not feeling well today, and we'll be taking a sick day.
Not feeling well. It's true. Mental health is health. If your brain isn't working right, you're not well.
Precisely. The word unwell is fantastic. It covers everything from a migraine to anxiety. You don't need to lie.
That's really empowering. Okay, last one, bereavement. This is a very sad, difficult time.
With bereavement, you want to be direct but simple. You're grieving. You can send a short email. I am writing to request bereavement leave following the loss of a family member. Please let me know what the next steps are.
And that usually gets human resources or HR involved to help.
Yes, exactly. They'll guide you through the company's policy.
So we've sent the perfect email, we've got our coverage plan, but what if the boss still says no?
It can happen. Maybe the timing is just impossible. The advice is to stay flexible. Don't get angry.
It's usually not personal.
Almost never. A great question to ask is, I understand. Is there a better time that would work for the team?
That's great. It shows you're willing to compromise, you're working together. But let's assume the boss says, yes, you're approved. Are we done?
Almost. There's one final step to make sure your time off is actually time off. You need to set your out-of-office auto-reply.
The auto-reply. I love getting those. It means someone's having a good day.
It's just a courtesy. It tells people you're not ignoring them. Just a simple message. Thank you for your email. I am out of the office from start date to end date with no access to email.
No access to email. That's the important part.
And you have to try to live up to it. Which brings us to the final and maybe most important point. You have to disconnect.
This is the hard part for so many of us. Checking your phone at the beach.
We all do it. But the research is clear. If you are checking emails, your brain is still in work mode. You're not actually resting or recovering.
So you're not fixing the burnout, you're just working from a nicer location.
Exactly. To really get the benefits, you have to cut the connection. Turn off the notifications, delete the app for a week. Trust your coverage plan, trust your team.
It all comes back to trust, doesn't it? If you trust your team, you can step away and you'll come back so much better.
And that's the whole point. We work to live, not the other way around.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap. What are the key takeaways?
First, know the rules. Read your handbook.
Second, timing. Ask as early as you can.
Third, put it in writing. A clear, simple email.
Fourth, the secret weapon. Your coverage plan. Show them you've thought ahead.
And finally, when you are off, be truly off. Disconnect. You've earned it.
It really is a skill you can learn. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You start to realize the company won't fall apart if you take a day off.
Absolutely. So we hope this gives you the confidence to maybe send that email you've been thinking about.
We hope this helps you feel more comfortable asking for time off.
Don't forget to practice these phrases. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.